What's up, Starcraft fans? You are watching a co-op Mutation. I am CTG and we are doing Price of Progress on Metal Warfare. I am playing this time as Stukov. My masteries are Volatile Infested Spawn Chance, Apocalypse Cooldown, and Infested Infantry Duration. And since I'm playing Stukov, that means I am carrying the most difficult commander to carry possible. And that is Artanis. So my ally, Esper, will be playing him. While we wait for the loading screen, a huge thank you to Zachary, who is supporting me in the Immobilization Rate tier. Thank you to Neil Metal, who is supporting me on the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. You are little gods tasteless. So, we only have two mutators here, kill bots and microtransactions, but let me tell you now, on a map like this, it is extremely annoying to deal with them as Artanis at all. The reason is, Artanis' Guardian Shell, which is normally a great help. It's normally a great help on most mutations. This time, it does more harm than good, because it delays the time it takes to kill or to feed the kill bots. That means the kill bots stay on longer, and it becomes more difficult to move our armies around. And now it becomes even more difficult to feed the kill bots because of this, microtransactions. Every single command costs money. I've tried several commanders to pair with Artanis. Avatar, I've tried Rainer, I've tried several commanders, but I feel like Stukov, it needs to be Stukov because no one else can feed the kill bots fast enough and allow Artanis to clear the map. So basically the roles are reversed here. Artanis will be the one clearing the map, whereas I'll be the one feeding the kill bots. But before I can do that, I need to get my economy up first, which is why I'm sending my probe out, or my SCV out, to start a fast command center. I mean, Artanis can help feed the bots early on, but later it has to be all Stukov. Stukov has to feed everything and help clear the map. I start a refinery so I can get gas. Like I said, Stukov doesn't need a lot of gas, but he does need fast gas. My allies started clearing out his expansions, that's good. Just keep making workers for now. Now I start my barracks. It's a very late barracks because I'm focusing heavily on the economy here. I will need all the bunkers I can get for the late game. If you're playing on the solo queue, I do not recommend this strategy because you want to help feed the bots early on too. So you can go for a command center first and then go straight to barracks rather than pumping out SCVs like I did. Sending my overlord here to try and get vision, but clearly these air blockers are an issue. And of course that's even more annoying because I have to spend minerals to move them, to move my overlord. I can't explain why, but microtransactions always throws me off, and it's not just because it makes things more difficult, but it does throw me off seeing everything cost money. My allies started clearing out the base there, like so. I use the Apocalypse to clear out the attack wave that's arriving, and I finally plant down my command center so I can get my workers out. And I'm feeding my infested to the bots. Work has started. Started clearing out that area. Again, I'm focusing heavily on economy because I'll need a lot more bunkers later on. So I keep sending my Apocalypse to do whatever work it can. I mean, that's fine. Any work it can do is already an add-on because I've already cleared out some stuff. So I told my ally that he needs to use solar bombardment. He needs to use anything really to get vision because like I said, I tried Rainer earlier. I used scan to give him vision for solo bombardment. Over here, we started clearing the sides of the map first, but now that's not an option, so he needs to get vision. Using this zealot, which we'll use somewhere here. This area is fine, I guess. So I can see I am consistently feeding the bots.
The Alexander is ready for use.
Ally use orbital strike to take down those zerglings.
The Alexander flies again.
So I use Alexander here to try and attack the sides. We want to clear out the sides first because that's where once the problem I keep encountering is that at some point all the bots crowd around Arana, and it's very difficult to protect her from both an attack wave and the bots because you have to feed the bots, and at the same time you don't want your army to be fed to the bots. You want to feed the bots expendable units, not your main army. Here comes my ally to help defend my base because again I'm trying to focus heavily on my economy right now, and of course microing the Alexander to clear out as many buildings as possible. This will keep sending stuff at the enemy. So now I've started several bunkers, or yeah, I'm starting several bunkers because I already have full saturation. Ally is researching Dragoon armor. It's interesting.
Your brood has found something to chew on.
Start a factory so I can get more upgrades. Start more bunkers, of course, and more. The early game is really spotty for me, but what matters is I get to the late game with as many bunkers as possible. What makes Stukov really good? A lot of people think that Stukov is good because his infested are cheap. That's not it. That's not it even. He's good because his infested from the bunkers are absolutely free. He doesn't need to spend anything on them, and that is why I recommend the bunker strategy rather than the barrack strategy. I know that you want to have a burst of units, but once you have enough bunkers, it's really not an issue later on. It's a non-factor because the trickle becomes a flood, and it becomes really easy to overwhelm the enemy with a continuous wave of infested.
Allied forces are under attack.
Now I keep making bunkers. I'm sending my infested toward the next base. So now Stukov's power is starting to kick in. Allies asked if we wanted to keep this base. I told them to keep this base because we want the infested. We want the kill boss to spawn here. If they spawn here and the bonus area, they will come to my base. It'll be easier for me to feed them rather than having to make my my bots or my infested travel a very long distance. I can just unload some of these bunkers and feed them to the kill bots. And that's just one guy. I infest this spire so I can help kill the things there. The things, TM.
The enemy moves against us.
You can see I am feeding this killbot here while attacking. That's really the luxury of having Stukov. You can do multiple things at the same time. Like for missile command, you can defend the base while attacking at the same time, because if you place your bunkers at the back, they will move. The free infested will move forward and snipe the missiles. Same thing for killbots. I can feed the killbots while moving the rest of my army to the main objective point. And the nice thing about it is that Artanis' Guardian Shell doesn't apply to my infested. You can see they get killed off and they don't get Guardian Shell. That means it's faster to feed the bots. This is why if you only have Artanis, you need the Stukov ally. Stukov is required for getting Artanis done. Raynor, it's not even possible for Raynor because he gets Guardian Shell And if you want, even if you want to feed the Marines, the kill bots tend to change targets a lot, and they eventually start hitting the objectives. Whereas if you have Stukov, yeah, just feed your infested. Even if the kill bots are beside Arana, the kill bots will not change targets because the infested won't target the guardian or the guardian shell won't kick in for my infested. Whereas for Raynor, the bots will keep changing targets, and eventually they will kill the transport.
Allied forces are under attack.
You can see, I am still trying to add on as many bunkers as possible. I'm not even paying attention to this bot. I just keep running my infested forward, and they automatically feed the bot by themselves. So this one is a fresh one. So I redirect some infested to this guy.
Allied forces are under attack. Forces have encountered
That should be enough. While the rest of my dudes clear out this suppression tower. To help out Arana, I also have more bunkers here in front to help defend the attack waves. Whereas my main force is still here at the back, so I can keep feeding the bots as they arrive.
Allied forces
Also
are
because
under
moving them
attack.
costs a lot of money. Yeah, we don't care about that data core.
The tower has ceased its fire.
Well, the Guardian Shell does kick in for the units that matter, and that would be my Overlord. My ally started clearing the next area. Oh, he's going to be able to clear out this attack wave. That's excellent. You can see we're finally moving into our roles. Our ally is clearing out our ally is clearing out the base, whereas I keep feeding the kill bots.
Only 25% of the corruption remains.
You can see that our ally has not had to deal with any of the kill bots or this attack wave. I got it myself because I already have the bunkers over here.
Has been corrupted.
And we have more kill bots.
With the personalities within.
Annoying thing is that
Your brood has found
yeah,
something
the Ultras is clearing my infested before it even gets.
Your brood has
Or
found
the Ultras
something
is
to
killing my
chew on.
infested before it even gets to the kill bots.
Data secure.
So I spawn
This security
some dudes here.
terminal is clear of corruption.
Just spawn them, and I move the colonist compound to a different location. See, this is where the problem is. The kill bots keep congregating here
Allied
and
forces are
targeting
under
the
attack.
transport. That makes it really difficult to keep it alive. And now you can see my allies finally got vision of this area, and now he's using his solar bombardment to take it out. That's what we've been doing earlier. As Raynor, I've been providing the scan and the appearance to start clearing out this area.
Brood has found
But
something
we
to
just
chew on.
yeah, it keeps spawning around the other areas. But now my ally has free reign to destroy these since I'm taking care of all the bots. You can
Allied
see,
forces are
yeah,
under
just
attack.
stand them over there,
Counter the enemy.
Strength, you know. My apocalypse is ready.
help them clear out
Moving forward.
using my infested.
I may have underestimated.
Keep sending my infested there. You can see the Guardian Shell does not activate. It does feed the kill bot faster.
Allied forces
2
are
shots
under
done.
attack.
2 shots done. And that's nice and fed.
Allied forces are under attack.
So my ally is really just focusing on clearing the buildings. See, he's not even moving his army around right now. He's moving the observer.
Templar, greet them in kind.
He spams some High Templar there to steal my kills. Because you can clearly see I did have that covered.
Initiating security system rebuild.
And he's watching me feed my infested the kill bots. And he pings me. Because apparently the kill bots aren't feeding it fast enough, and now I use Alexander to clear out that last kill bot.
Require aid. System defenses have been activated against me.
He uses the orbital strike to clear out that
Enemy suppression
Ultralisk.
tower activated.
He just keeps spamming Zealots at this point. He can afford to spam Zealots because he hasn't had to make extra probes. In our earlier game as Raynor, he keeps spamming the workers to try and feed the kill bots, but now with Stukov, he has the luxury of focusing entirely on the army.
Allied forces
And
are under
ally
attack.
seems to think that I don't have this covered. So yeah, I do unload my infested in time. See, this is the luxury of Stukov. Again, the enemy never even has. The enemy never even needs to hit the transport, because my infested keep intercepting it, because they're auto rallied to the next point. So you can see I've cleared out this area with Alexander.
Allied forces are under attack.
I cannot stress enough how much this is a night and day type situation to all the other commanders we've done earlier. Stukov is required to get this mutation done. This is absolutely nightmarish if you don't have Stukov for Artanis.
Suppression tower. Quickly.
So you see the bot spawns here according to plan. It does deal a lot of damage, but all I need to do is unload my infested and right click them to the bot. So the bots can see no guarded shell, two shot.
Allied forces are under attack.
Now it's one shotting my dudes, and now it's instantly fed. I'm also helping my ally clear out this the suppression tower.
Forces have encountered the enemy.
Suppression tower down.
My ally is focusing on getting the next area done. We only have a few buildings remaining, and we'll have fully cleared the map.
Nearly finished. If you can believe it.
As you can see, these buildings, these circles here, still count as buildings, so the kill bots do spawn from them. But the good news is we have more buildings here, so that they will spawn here often. Now all my allies do is clear out the enemy.
Your brood has found something to challenge.
Now moving over to the next area.
We'll have to ask for more of it. Systems work halted by tower
Keep sending my infested there to feed the enemy, as well as kill the attack wave, or feed the kill boss rather. So now it will spawn over there. That's gonna start chasing my dudes, but I will feed it nice and quickly,
Forces are under attack. Your forces have
like
encountered
so.
the enemy.
Now I'm sending over my my bunkers to start rooting over here. There we go. I infest that to feed the kill bot even faster.
Something to chew on.
And yeah, that's really the secret to getting Artanis done. You just need Stukov,
I will depart soon.
and that's the secret of why. Well, it's not even a secret at this point. That's really why he's so amazing
Brood has found
at
something to chew on.
at this type of mutation. Both of these mutators are not an issue for Stukov, but they're nightmarish for a lot of other commanders, like Artanis.
I had nearly lost
Artanis
hope in this data core, but it's
is
still possible to retrieve the
normally
personality
awesome
in it.
as an ally, but for a mutator like microtransactions,
Brood has found
he's
something to
absolutely
chew on.
nightmarish because it takes even longer to feed the kill bots. Unless you're Stukov, then it becomes really easy. As you can see, we've already full cleared the map, so there are fewer places for the boss to spawn.
Our base is
See, they
under
spawn from the
attack.
circle there. Totally balanced commander.
Our base is under attack. We're hitting our SCVs.
This is our first attempt as Stukov and Artanis, whereas I had multiple ones with other commanders, and we always seem stuck at this point. If you're playing this mutation with anyone other than Stukov, you will have difficulty at this point,
Forces have been deployed to my
because the kill bots spawn from the back, spawn from the front, spawn from the side, and they all converge toward this point, and eventually begin to attack the transport. But now, you saw earlier that I surrounded it with my bunkers and just kept feeding it infested, and I still have leftovers to actually help push.
They're under attack. Our base is under attack.
All we need to do now is clear out these towers. Not even focusing on that.
Your brood is
Allies free
under attack.
to focus on killing the enemies. Whereas I'm still feeding the kill bots. He has not had to worry about the kill bots at all, which is such a luxury. Stukov is the best ally to have on this mutator. He is required for a guy like Artanis.
At least something is going right.
Oh great, your Zerg have
So
mutated.
let's just feed the kill bot.
Enemy suppression tower
Why is it
activated.
going up though? There we go.
Our base
You
is
see,
under
already have
attack.
bunkers in place here, and Alexander even.
Restoration
So all you
efforts
have to do
have reached their
is
halfway point.
destroy these
Allied
enemies.
forces are under attack.
More kill bots arriving here,
Our tower destroyed.
so I have to feed that.
I will have to ask for more of it.
Bit too late there, but that's fine. I have more where that came
Our
from.
allied
The enemy
base
is targeting
under
our
attack.
data core. You must hurry.
Unload these dudes
Suppression
to
towers
feed
are
that.
powering up in several locations.
Under attack.
Feed these.
Suppression tower down.
Yeah, load those.
Only 25%
Start another one.
of the corruption remains.
Don't worry about it.
Our base is under attack. They're hitting our SPVs.
Storm by my ally. Great storms.
Tower attacks are temporarily disabled.
More
by
kill bots.
systems.
It's fine though. They will get rid of these two bunkers, but it's fine.
Tower destroyed. Good work. I will have to ask
Doesn't
for
even
more
matter
of
at this
it.
point. Just keep feeding the
Delta
kill
Reed
bots.
gained control of the data core.
Don't really care about the bonus at this point.
Abilities it held.
They're hitting our SPVs.
I'm not even lagging. I keep saying that in most other games, the graphics card is most important for maintaining high frame rate, but for StarCraft 2 and
Our
particularly
allied
co-op,
base is under attack.
CPU is more important, and clock speed. You can see that my frame rate is still quite high.
Personality remains. It appears he is truly dead at last.
Anyway, that's Stukov. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what else you can do, please leave that in a comment. You can see the score screen that wait, this is not the one. This is not the one. Let me find the score screen. Well, looks like I lost the score screen. Never mind. See you.